Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review of Absolute Wonder Woman Volume 1. Ooh. So I was like, okay, I've been hearing good stuff about the Absolute Universe, and I decided to check out Absolute Wonder Woman. I've also got Batman and Superman, but I'm just doing this one today. And I'm like, okay, let's see what goes on here. And the thing is, with all three of them, I really actually liked what they were able to do with their reinvention for these characters. With the Ultimate Marvel, I was like checking in. Most of the ones that I like are just like the Ultimates and Ultimate Spider-Man. Here, I liked what they did for each of them, and stuff was like drawing me in. Like, I like how I really like Diana's change up of how she's got like red and black and everything like that. I mean, that's pretty kind of cool. She's more of a kind of magic focused one because she pretty much gets taught by Circe and is kind of linked more with Hecate, the goddess of magic in Greek mythology. And actually, you learn later on that like she gave up her like arm to get Steve Trevor out of like hell because she's trapped in hell in Hades. And it's like, okay. And Steve just pops up. I hope that we get a kind of like explanation of that because this includes Absolute Wonder Woman issues 1 through 7 and is $17.99. It's like, ooh, okay. So we pretty much are at first introduced to like what's going on in Gateway City. And everybody's like, do, but then crazy ass shit's going on. We got like a floating upside down pyramid, and like red fucking things are going everywhere. Before we see, boom, shit going nuts. And I really like the paneling there, but like being circular and shit. As she's like draws a sword from her bag that's like fucking Cloud Strife level of Bustard sword. Just taking him out. She's got a skeletal Pegasus kind of thing going on. And we see someone kind of talking about like what's kind of going on here. Once upon a time, there was a princess, and the princess had all the gifts any princess could hope to have: beauty, grace, compassion, kindness. We see her pretty much utilize the blood and everything and do this kind of crazy ass shit. It's like, holy fuck. Wisdom. The ability to outrun a hellhound and conjure the darkest of magics. Things every princess needs when she was raised in hell. It's like, okie dokie. And I think I've read certain kind of Kelly Thompson here stuff, but I really like her kind of whole thing going on here. So, of course, years ago, the Wild Isle of Hell, prison of the great sorceress Circe. And then, of course, it's like she was like a solitary prisoner. And then we see that, like, Apollo fucking brings a baby. It's like, what the fuck's going on here? Come forward, witch. Apollo, you may kneel. I'm fine. Defiant even in hell, I see. I lean into my strengths. Perhaps it is what got you here. Perhaps. This is yours now. Mine? This is a baby. Why have you brought a baby to hell? It's like, and Diana's like, all right. And I really love this here because it's like, okay, what's kind of going on? And we essentially have a Hercules like animated situation. Where the snake kind of goes for her. She just fucking grabs it and like tosses it, but she's also got an affinity for animals and like shows compassion for them. Let's see. This baby is Diana, Princess of Themyscira. She is the last of the Amazons, and she has been taken from them by my father Zeus as punishment for their crimes against the gods. Some of that seems like a radical interpretation of the text. Her home is now hell. You are her warden. She may never again be reunited with her Amazon sisters, and they will be imprisoned for eternity when their service to my father ends, and you may never say the word Amazon again. He's trying to hide it, but he's afraid of her. Why? From here forth, the word Amazon is banned, so I decree. Try it. For me, Circe. Try to say the word. I want to see. And of course, she can't say it. Diana, of course, is the only one that can really say it. So Circe at first was just going to kind of like lead the baby, and I was like, all right. Of course, it's able to thunder chuck a snake out of nowhere. And then, like, things are like belching fire at her, and she's like, no. And then pets it and then kisses it. She's going to learn the hard way with that one. He'll singe off all her hair next time. It's like, maybe. As we see her pretty much growing up and just like hanging out and chilling with the animals and just being cool. And of course, reading different kind of stories and learning about stuff. This boy is hurting this tree. I don't like it. That's part of the lesson, Diana. Why doesn't the tree understand what's happening? Maybe it doesn't accept it. But it's all dead, Mom. It just looks dead, darling. We can get it back. It just needs love and magic. Well, yes, everything needs magic. Mother, there's a word. Yes? Do you know this word? What is it? You haven't said it. I'm not sure it's real. It's real if you say it. Perhaps. Seeing her growing up and getting bigger. Telling it not to be unreasonable and stuff like that. And then Cersei being like, raising a child is how you fall in love. But letting them go is how you prove your love. It's like, very true there. Of course, heading back to Gateway City, I was like, holy shit. Love the look of like her eyes and everything like that. Asking about soldiers of what's kind of going on. Telling them that they should evacuate citizens. They're not dead, they're only stunned. And they're not what's coming. They're but harbingers for what's to come. Of course, standing against the bigger motherfucker that's popped up. Ramming against her. And she's like, screw that shit. And of course, her Pegasus starts belching fire and like trying to help her out. As she's like going up against this big ass motherfucker that can shoot laser beams from its eyes. Damn laser eyes every time. Harbingers rise, sow chaos and prepare the way. No. This is actually pretty kind of cool. Showing her kind of like trying to dodge everything kind of going on with the panels around her. That's pretty awesome. Saying that it warned her. She's getting like blasted off. Of course, this is where she kind of is able to say the word Amazon. Of course, telling that the word's been banned and all that stuff. And this is really badass to kind of show her off as she's like getting ready to do her shit. How you prove your love is by setting your child free, and arming her to the teeth with the greatest weapons imaginable, and watching her become everything she was always meant to become, watching her change the world. For I am Diana Themyscira, last of the Amazons, daughter of Circe, princess of Hell, witch of the Wild Isle. And you will not have this world while I still draw breath. It's like, yeah, okay, hit it. Of course, the city's like looking on like, what the fuck's going on? We got a chopper, people being like, there's like things flying around. We're kind of getting fucked up. She's utilizing this whip. And it's like, holy shit. Not really the lasso of truth here. These are very kind of different ones. Let's see here. For I bring you Nemesis, a weapon forged in the fires of hell, fashioned by my mother, the sorceress Circe, made from the remains of the last basilisks, infused with the blood of Prometheus, blessed by Demeter, god of the harvest, mother of us all. And for you, Harbinger Prime, Nemesis will be a particular hell, for she binds and burns in proportion to your sins, kind of like the penance stare. And your soul shines with the blood of shines bright with the blood of the innocent. And it's like, fucking shit. It's like, accept Nemesis' judgment. I'm like, release me, Amazon, release me. Alright, only if you fucking leave, asshole. I was like, alright, we're out. It's like, then, of course, she, like, links back up with Steve. It's like, oh, shit. So she's just, like, bopping along and then sees Steve out of nowhere. It's like, what the fuck's kind of going on here? Of course, they're kind of talking past each other until she's able to pretty much utilize her magic to kind of understand what's kind of going on before Steve pretty much gets dragged away by this fucking thing and she fucking beats its ass. And Cersei's like, oh, okay. And it's like, don't fight the Hydra. What the fuck's going on? I didn't fight it so much as just take him back. Let's hope its memory is short then. If it is not, then I will kill it. He does not belong to the Hydra. And who does he belong to, daughter? You? Of course not. He belongs to himself. But I found him, and so I'm responsible for his life. That's cool, and I really like that. I know it's probably weird, but this is, other than certain free comic book day stuff, this is like the first kind of solo Wonder Woman stuff that I've been reading. But I'm like, yeah, I get that. Not sure that's entirely true, but admirable nonetheless. I'll put the kettle on. He's like, what the fuck, I'm dead? Well, not exactly. Okay, what the fuck's going on here? Why do you think he's here, Mother? I don't know. Do you think it's a test or a trap or a gift? Of course, he's like, I'm sorry. I'm indebted to you and your daughter. What's kind of going on here? Of course, they're kind of working out to see what's kind of going on, going to where she found him. Them kind of just having like awkwardness of trying to figure out how to kind of like talk to each other and figure out what is up with each other. Of course, talking about she wasn't thinking that hell was where he was headed. And she's like, does anyone? Oof, you're tough. Give a guy a minute to adjust, I guess. I just thought I was a good man, Diana. Here's what I think. Not everyone here belongs here. It's just sometimes where we've ended up. Thank you for saving me twice. You're welcome. And I'm like, yes, I like how she views that. Then we shift back up to the present. And it's like, all right, what's going on here? I love it. Your costume is very handsome. It's called a uniform. And of course, they're like, listen, you need me to get me. I have to get to your people and see what's kind of going on. Of course, this dude is just being a complete and utter dick shit. It's like, endangering a massive number of lives with this insanity and without any military coordination, let alone approval. For all we know, you're in league with the damn thing. Incredibly convenient you showed up the exact moment it did and are the only one that can stop it. Explain to me, if you don't mind too terribly much. Understand your position, Commander. I'm an outsider in an element you cannot control, and that frustrates you. But this is not my problem. My problem is that monsters are coming, and I'm only one woman. But I will coordinate with you to the best of my ability so that we may save more lives together. This world is not prepared for what is coming for it, and you will need my help. But please understand that any effort to fashion me into yet another arm of your military-industrial complex will simply not be tolerated. Thank you. And I love the use of circles. Ooh, that's fucking great there. The W. Yeah. And Simon understood. And then she's pretty much able to kind of like try and get everything kind of going on with it as everything's trying to happen. Her being like, I don't need your ass at all. Like, what the hell does a dead horse eat? Magic. Of course, bringing up that the Harbinger is like heralding something and they're trying to figure out what's going on. Pegasus? I know he's a Pegasus, but what's his name? Pegasus. Your Pegasus is named Pegasus? Steve, my winged horse is the great mythological winged horse Pegasus, born of Medusa's blood, slain by Zeus. It's like, oh shit. He has far more than just bones, but yes, he has bones because he was slain. So how is he alive? Magic and sacrifice, just like you. I'm sorry about what happened in there. It's disappointing, but I expected it. What will you do if they won't let you help? I'd like to see them try. They will come around, Steve. I'm sorry to say there are many things coming that will force them to. They need my help, and there will be others too. Others? Heroes. He hears. How does that sound? And of course, we figure out what the next thing is. That is a crazy two-pager there. Let's see here. For now I have seen the face of the Tetracide, and none who see it shall survive. Oh my god, Diana, what is that? Death personified. And this is interesting that this is the kind of first villain thing that we're fighting here. Kaiju level eldritch horror kind of thing. Then telling him to evacuate the city, but she said a mile, and he's like, I was wrong. Goddesses protect us all. The Tetracide leaves nothing behind. And we see someone kind of like, oh, got it, like Wonder Woman, Barbara, some kind of like journalist kind of thing. And we learn that the Tetracide is a very big fucking threat. Let me see. Saying that like they need to have like a hope of killing it after it's killed me. I don't know how much more serious I can be about this. Please listen. Tetracide, it means quite literally the four killer. It kills in 4 ways. Death of fear, death of mind, death of body, death of soul. Death of fear doesn't sound so bad. And that is where you would be wrong, soldier. That is our greatest danger, given that it has emerged in a heavily populated area. Because what the Tetracide means by death of fear is that you are no longer capable of feeling fear when you see it, and you are instead drawn to it. Very soon, the Tetracide will begin to emanate a sound. It will be loud and sharp. It will travel for miles. And when people hear that sound, they will be drawn to it like bees to honey. They will do anything to be with the sound. They will walk right into the Tetracide's jaws, where one dies in agony, a death of mind, body, and soul. And the death of soul, I don't want to be dramatic, but the people who are crushed to death in the race to the Tetracide's maw will be the lucky ones. Lord. Yes, And for anyone who manages to survive this sound, touching the tetracide will begin to destroy your mind, making you incapable of resisting. Death of body quickly follows as it ingests you. And death of soul is, well, that explains itself, does it not? So please, for the love of Hera, leave this place. Run if you can. It's like, wait a minute. What's kind of going on here? What are we going to do here? So, she at first pretty much is using Nemesis and her sword to pretty much like go up against it kind of physically. But that doesn't exactly work out in her favor, as she also utilizes a battle axe, but gets into a position where her arm, like, she's pretty much grabbed. And we see that she pretty much saves Steve, but what she does to, like, get him out of there is that she needs to do a sacrifice. And Cersei's like, he wasn't a gift, Mother, he was a test. That's not, we don't know that. And she's decided to sacrifice her. If we are right that I am a great warrior, then the dominant arm of a great warrior is a worthy sacrifice. Diana, what have you done? What was necessary? Sacrificing her arm to send Steve back. And Cersei helps her out and achieve this. So it's like, okay. He's like waking up, he's like, what the fuck's kind of going on? And that they'd see each other one day. So she utilizes her magic to have her arm, and is like, but she's been using her arm. Well, evidently it's like a magical construct that her and her mother made that's actually pretty fucking awesome. I can get it back, but it will take complicated magic. And of course, she then pulls out of her magic bag a prosthetic arm that she can utilize. And I'm like, that's a very interesting take there. I'm like, okay. Utilizing stuff to kind of help her out like that. And then she kind of like bumps into the person calling her Wonder Woman. It's like, oh, okay. Now, of course, I do know that this is like made by like Darkseid's universe, so I know that there's we're building them up to those kind of points. Of course, talking about like Amazons and what she's kind of doing, writing her dissertation on them. Barbara Minerva. So we'll see what kind of goes in there. She's like, alright, cool. Getting her, like, magic up and everything. Getting some weird kind of shit. This dude being like, what the fuck's kind of going on? And she needs her assistance, the assistance of these other kind of guys to pretty much tell them to, like, she's going to do this kind of spell to make them deaf, to protect them from what's kind of going on. It's like, okay. But then she kind of goes to this magic kind of place, so that way she can get her magic arm back. And they've got all this stuff. They're witches. She's like going around the whole room kind of getting all the stuff that she needs. But she's like, this stuff might be tough to get. But it's like, well, it's tough to get in hell, but not necessarily here. And they're able to get all this stuff that she needs, utilizes some blood, and does some crazy, well, not crazy shit, but gets her arm back and everything. And we get Cersei kind of talking with someone. Let's see here. Before... And we see that she's actually conversing with Hecate. And it's like, ooh, that's really looking kind of crazy. Let's see. There's a great and powerful game afoot, Cersei. And of course, roles to play, why this is going on. And that Cersei was the only one who could raise the hero we would need. Saying that, like, Cersei would defy her to protect her. You will, and that is how I know that in this case, what was right for me, for the world, and for Diana also happened to be right for you. You may now look upon me, Cersei, most beloved of all my beloveds. Look upon Hecate and know you will be blessed and will be remembered. It's like, okay. As she's pretty much just sleeping, going to like check on Diana, who's sleeping with all of pretty much her monster friends, bringing her arm back into effect. and doing some crazy ass shit with her own spells to kind of like lure the Tetracide, because the Tetracide's like, I want some shit to eat. And it's like, okay. Imbuing her blade with magic and just like going ham on it as much as possible. Doing a big kind of chop on it, like, holy fucking shit. Of course, the president of the U.S. being like, what the fuck? Advise me. It's like, Mr. President, I'd say even if she killed that thing, we still have a very big problem on our hands. It's like, okay. Damn, that's actually a pretty cool variant cover there. Who did that? They, of course, are still shooting shit at it. It's like, okay, she has to kind of turn them away because it's not working completely with her plan. Pegasus helping her out. Actually, her flying to the fighters and being like, please do not do that again. The Tetracide bringing itself back together. And how she kind of needs to kind of do her next kind of thing. And showing the kind of last kind of thing that she's given to her by her mother. Let's see here. I don't know how to say this in Greek, but it's sacrifice. She will hold anything, Diana, and she will transform anything, but what she holds determines the shape of that transformation. I understand. It's like, okay, so what's kind of going on with this? Her utilizing it and kind of seeing what kind of goes on with it. Hecate kind of talking to her about the whole kind of thing. Perhaps both, but certainly the second. The second scares me more than the first. She either cannot see the cruelty in it or she does not care. Perhaps she simply does not care because she knows how to weigh things properly, and I don't. I'm not going to hold your hand and dance around it, Princess. If your mother, who knows the future, made you a cruel weapon, I suspect she knows you're going to need it. She does not know the future. She can sometimes see parts of the future. That's not the same thing. You think she leads you astray? No. It's like, very interesting seeing her talk with Hecate like this. Wrong. I flipped too far. And then actually then talking through, because Diana was at first like, this is not really a good gift thing. And then apologizing and then having her try and teach her how to utilize it. And Wonder Woman then Diana utilizes it on herself to make her strong enough. For now, I am become Doom, turning her into a Medusa, a big-ass kaiju Medusa. It's like, oh shit. And none that see my face shall live. It's like, okie dokie, how is this going to work out here? And she turns the Tetracide to stone. It's like, holy shit. But why is she still Medusa? Maybe it's not that simple. If you become something else, how do you remember what you were? Your friends remind you. Steve, you are absolutely not going out there. Etta, she cut off her own arm to get me out of hell. There's no scenario where I'll leave her out there alone. Good on you, Steve. And of course, wrapping his eyes and then talking to Diana and getting her back. Ooh. Sorry about that. That was a lot of blue. Wonder Woman, hero of Gateway City. One good man can save the world, Steve. Thank you. Is it really over? Almost. Unlike everything else, however, I think this part will be the most satisfying. Of course, going up and punching the shit and destroying the Tetracide. Of course, thanking Hera and everything. Hecate, Artemis, Hestia, Aphrodite, Demeter, and Athena. It's like, yep, all the good Greek ones. Like there, it's like, and how they kind of are linked with their kind of aspects and all that. Asking how she'd know that would work, and then bringing up how Athena blesses her. It's like a really weird horror story of like Medusa and everything of what kind of went on for that. Asking if she's leaving, and then her getting dragged back down to Hades, looks like. And so everyone's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I love that. We're going down here and it's like, what the fuck? It's like, oh, yeah. As we then see that like Hades, which his representation These god representations are really very interesting. I kind of like him. He's got a blue with like a crown. Be like, all right, then we get Lady or the Tiger, part 1 of 2, and then 2 of 2. Asking how why they didn't remove her weapons and shit. Nearly everything she's wearing is a weapon, you fool. Disarm yourself, disarm yourself, princess. Of course, then it goes through all the different kind of stuff that she's got, going down to pretty much, well, just her kind of base outfit, which is like better. Seeing that she's got 3 different kind of lasso whip kind of things. Of course, her blade, her helmet, and everything. It's like, bring me that the red one. It's like, all right, I'd advise against that. Talking about, of course, showcasing, since it does have the blood of Prometheus, how she goes there, scales there for him, and gets him out of there. It's like, holy shit, now that's a really cool thing there. I like the kind of art style that we get here. Reminds me a little bit of... Right, who's the artist here? Nope. Nope. Where am I at? Kind of reminds me of Thor. Isid Rippig, who'd done that, did that kind of Thor run. Like, looking like a painting, man, just great. Her, like, letting him free for a little bit. And of course, kind of just like chatting it out and everything, and then getting some, asking for blood. It's like, alright, cool, here's some blood, and actually a little bit of me. And then raises Pegasus from the dead. It's like, oh, that's pretty cool there. Bringing up killing the last basilisk and everything like that. It's like, alright, this looks fucking gnarly. It's like, alright, you asshole. Utilizing her cunning and spells to, like, make its scent go kind of gnarly wild, and then just chops the fucking head off. It's like, yeah. Of course, seeing that Hades has Circe before getting into this whole kind of story, and also seeing little Diana talking with Persephone. Persephone's, I like her representation here. Lady Persephone. Of course, we see then Diana is fighting this kind of like tiger kind of thing. It's like, holy shit. The Chimera. Talking about like taking away her arm. It's like, if she beats your tiger, if she beats your Chimera with one arm, you probably have a lot of problems there. Circe talking with Hecate to try and figure out how to get Diana out of hell when the time actually comes. Saying that the way has been prepared, and to prepare for what's kind of going on there. And then brings us into this one kind of story where we got this princess and this her lover who wasn't a prince, and that the father was pissed off and sent him to this arena, and that he would have to face like 2 doors. One that would lead him to freedom, but would also give him a wife. Let me see. A beautiful young woman to be his wife, and the other was a tiger and certain death. And Diana's like, why didn't he just reason with the tiger? Because she could talk with animals and shit. It's like, yeah, not a lot of people have that. She was going to pretty much lead him to freedom. However, the beautiful young woman is someone that she was jealous of, and someone that the suitor had feelings for previously, and so she had this kind of impossible choice. Send him to his death, or send him to be potentially happy with this woman, and for her to be imprisoned forever as well. And we don't get what her choice was. And Diana's like, that's bullshit. I don't want to read this shit again. But this is the kind of impossible choice that we see that Diana is taking on the Chimera, and Cersei is the one that has the choice. And but the thing is, Diana's like, by Hecate, I'm not the princess. She's the one in the fucking arena. And Cersei's like, okay, there you go. Now you're learning. And the thing is, Diana doesn't want to kill the Chimera, but Hades is like, yeah, you could. Damn it. Damn it. Flippin'. If you force me to kill her, Hades, for nothing but sport, then you are not the god I thought you might be, and it will draw a fateful line between us. You say this to a god, you say this to the Lord of the Underworld. Rest easy in your next life, sister. Forgive me. Hades, you are no god, no lord. You are warden of a prison, nothing more. You dare? I do. As her eyes are fucking red as shit. It's like, yeah, I'm with you there, Diana. You are but an errand boy, chained to this forsaken place by Zeus. How is she so how is she this powerful? You know why I'm so powerful. It is because keeping me here is unjust. It is shameful, and everyone who knows of it knows the truth of this injustice, and it demands a reckoning. But your reckoning is not today, Warden. No, your time will yet come. And in the meantime, I believe we have a game to finish. A question of two doors. And of course, we see that Cersei gives her kind of nod, and we see that she allows Diana to be free. Thank you for trusting me, Mother. What's this? Did I stutter? You've won your freedom, and you may not return. About that. It seems I had occasion some years ago to eat a diabolical pomegranate seed your wife gave me. Breaking the chains on Cersei. What have you done, Persephone? I've done nothing but feed her one of your treasured seeds. 1 month in the underworld per year for every seed eaten. I, of course, learned that rule the hard way. Diana learned it in love and was given the choice. She didn't even blink at the sacrifice. More than I can say for most of us. And so Diana may and must return to the underworld for 1 month every year, unless, of course, would you like to break the rules of the seeds? You will have your win, but you will lose your bride. So be certain, husband, this is not finished, princess. You've made a grave miscalculation and a motivated enemy, and so have you. And it's like, ooh. So he's pretty much saying that, like, he was pretty much trying to, like, remove her from her mother forever. However, Persephone's like, yeah, fuck you, asshole, which is completely in line with most shit that's kind of going on. Hopefully you would think Hades would get out of his ass, because the rest of them are pretty much shit on him, of like, yeah, you're the warden of this shit, you an asshole, fucker. And it's like, is there any reason why he's an asshole? And the thing is, they can't really, she can't really touch down, otherwise she has to spend a month there. So she's like, yeah, we'll be good. Talking about how she defeated the Tetracide, that sacrifice was the answer, and they just have a nice little kind of thing. And then we get, like, little Diana going on, where she's, like, just dealing with her kind of, like, animal friends and everything, and just being kind of cute. So, I really actually enjoyed this, because I'm going, okay, I have a basic understanding of what normal Wonder Woman's like, or the main kind of continuity, and I like this kind of change up for absolute Wonder Woman, tying her more with magic, doing stuff of tying her with the underworld for Greek mythology, and what that kind of entails. Her relationship with Cersei is very interesting, where Cersei's like, yeah, I'm stuck here, I guess I'll raise this baby if it doesn't fucking die, and just like, fucking thunder chuck a goddamn snake around. And then also later on beheading a basilisk and getting the stuff from Prometheus to make even more kind of magical weapons. And I like that it kind of expanded her arsenal. I mean, she really doesn't need an arsenal in the main kind of one, but I like seeing her kind of arsenal here of, like, the blades, the different kind of lassos that have different kind of things kind of going on. Sure, the Nemesis one kind of is similar in regards as the Penance Snare. However, there's certain kind of stuff that's like, okay, you can kind of change it up and do some different kind of stuff on. I like the handling of Wonder Woman and how she's written, and the artwork for all of it in here is really kind of cool. I like them doing stuff with, like, red and black. Those are kind of, like, colors that I like. So it's interesting to see her color scheme more on that, and I like her kind of armor and her having, like, a Pegasus that is the Pegasus, and her relationship with Steve, how they just kind of like met and bonded in hell, and then her sacrificing her dominant arm to do that. That's interesting. I like that kind of sacrifice aspect and how she then deals with it of having different magical prosthetic and an actual prosthetic in case things go kind of gnarly doodah and she needs something there. It adds a different kind of dimension of how she deals with that and handles it. Just, anybody that's like, oh yeah, she's handicapped or disabled, it's like, sure. I'm just saying she's got different kind of experiences and chose to give that arm and still has other badass shit to deal with and will still beat wholesale fucking ass at discount prices without that arm. So it's like, yeah. She could punt me across a fucking city. Sure. You can, go with that. And I like the military dude try to do all this kind of stuff. I'm like, she kind of knows what this shit is, so can you kind of fucking listen to her for, like, a second? Even when she gets new information. Let that kind of roll. So, I would definitely recommend it. From what I know of Wonder Woman, like, her compassion and her helping of others is kind of a key component of this, so I would recommend looking into it. If you don't like how kind of... It's not really dark. I mean, she's just in hell, but she's still a kind, helpful individual that will crack a motherfucker if she's got to help people. That's Wonder Woman. It's just a different kind of universe and take and building her up on that. So I kind of like that as a jumping on point. So it works to jump onto it for newer kind of readers and interested in like looking into Wonder Woman. But I also think it would also be into that for fans of like, okay, this is kind of a different take. Let's kind of look into it. But if you don't like it, it's quite all right. I think the best kind of thing is to have the options available there for people. If you're like, okay, I like the main one. I can get onto this one if I want to and kind of check that out as well. And I'm liking what Absolute DC's got on this stuff. So, yeah. So those are my opinions on the volume. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.